Hi, Megan Newman. I saw you just pop up there. I will be starting in but a moment. Hi, Megan Newman. I saw you. There we go. Just having to switch that off. All righty. I think that's everything now. Beautiful. So we're on day 5. And I wonder, we're having some really cool magic things. Like there was something that came in yesterday, which I'm not allowed to talk about. And it's not directly that it's cash, but what it's bringing includes that. So as well as some really amazing body stuff. So that's pretty cool. Right. Let's connect in. What else is possible when we join together, connected with body, when we have that coherence of heart, mind, spirit, that amazing source of creation that is there. Closing your eyes and breathing. And just have a little check with your body, how it's doing. Give it some love. Touch it. Rub your knees. Rub your thighs. Stroke down from your shoulders, down your arms. Yes, body, you're safe. I'm safe. From the top of the head, down the sides of the face. And some gratitude, body. I'm so grateful for you. That despite the times I don't listen, that you still hang in and are ready to respond. And down the nose, over the cheeks, really gently. And notice that when you come into that connection and really step into your body, be in your body and connected with Source, the calm and the space of ease that ensues with that. And if your mind is taking you on a trip, just tell it to stop, come back to focusing on the breath. The more we practice this, the easier it becomes. I was reading an email this morning from Nick Ortner, and we already know that between 12 and 60,000 thoughts go through our head every day, right? But they're saying that with the studies they've been doing, that 80% of those thoughts are negative. 80%, that's a lot, isn't it? And that 95% are repetitive. And when you pay attention, when you give attention to your mind and the thoughts that are in it, you do notice this. You notice the repetitive stuff. You notice the negative stories that go on, the bitchy little comments that come in. And what they also know is that we're hardwired for that negativity in relation to safety. You know, when we were, or even today, if we're in the bush or in those situations, and a neuroscientist referred to it like the tiger syndrome. So be aware of the tiger, beware of the tiger. And so you can have that anxiety, and that is meant to keep you safe. So many of our habits that we have are actually there. They come from this, can be twisted, but from a sense of keeping us safe. Yeah. that limitation, keeping us safe. And we're also hardwired in our DNA with all of the memories, of the, the Holocaust, the horrors, the big, natural disasters that have been. Down the line, those memories actually get passed on as well. So when you think about that, you can really give yourself some great congratulations on where you've come to and what you've created. Yeah, because that's a lot of stuff there. And that is where it comes to connection, presence, a willingness to keep on unfolding who we are, discovering, allowing ourselves to be the greatest version of ourselves. And this does take commitment, really does. And it's worth it. So often we go, oh, it's too hard. And yet the joy and the peace, the space that brings is really, is it any harder than the distress, the anxiety, the limitation, the lack of consciousness that not being committed to it brings? Yeah. And that was something too, when they've been doing studies on people, those people who either find it easier to be, let's use the word positive, or who continue to practice becoming more in that space of gratitude, they do better in life. They enjoy life more. They have more financial security. They have better relationships. They have, a better life. It's being the best version of yourself attracts more and more. And everything that brings up. Would you now give me permission to work with your super consciousness, or that bigness of you, beyond the analytical mind? Thank you. And so let's create a totally massive change history, with all of the resistance that comes up to being honest with ourselves. Like that disturbed feeling that comes when we're looking at the reality of what we're choosing and what we're thinking and what we're creating and what we're receiving. What if we were to replace that with kindness and the ability to be brutally honest with ourselves without being in judgment and making it a beating, an energetic beating time? We don't need to do that. It's about just being willing to go, oh, this is what's going on. When we remove the angst and the judgment from it, then this allows us to be kind and still go, oops, okay, that's not the greatest choice. That's not the greatest way to move forward. So releasing. If you're feeling caged around your chest or your heart, let's right now expand out. Allow that spirit of you, that energy, that being, that's not the body, to expand from the center out through the body and beyond the body in all directions. And you don't have to really think about this. It's happening already. So that little bit more relax that you feel, that, that's what that is. And so continue to expand out in all directions. You're not leaving your body. You are in your body, and your body is in you. It is beyond the analytical mind. Yeah. So expanding out to fill the room. Oh, and you might want to yawn. You know, there might be some release of tension in your body. There may be some release of resistance to being in connection with the authentic you. Not who you're putting on for anybody else, but the authentic you, the real you. Beautiful. And keep expanding 100 Ks, 100 miles out in all directions. Beautiful. 1,000, 5,000. Now, some of you, if not all of you, will be perceiving the energy that comes in as we do this, like expand it out, expand it out. And when you come back to your mind, just breathe and expand. Yeah, and sometimes even adding a physical movement to that may well assist you. Expand out in all directions, behind, below, in front, to the sides, above. And as you're expanding, you are connecting with the source of creation. You're never really disconnected. Yeah, you are always connected. There's just like veils or clouds that we put on top of each other, yeah, and block that awareness. So much blocking of awareness. And so let's tag, treat, create a totally massive change history to resistance to awareness and the fear of overwhelm. Because if you keep expanding out and you're connected, it's not overwhelming. It's the space of real truth, the space of your deep intuition, where you know. And there is a field of infinite possibilities and infinite knowledge and wisdom that we can tap into. Yeah? So super consciousness, tag, treat, create a massive change history with anything that doesn't allow that connection to the quantum field and the awareness that you are and that you have access. You know those little brainwave times where you go, the aha moments? There's more and more of that. Beautiful. Oh. And so if we relate this to money, you know, the fear or the repetitive thoughts that come in that there's not enough, that I have to do this to get that. Whereas if you're really connecting and you're with that infinite knowing, yeah, it's not that you don't do, there are actions to be taken, but it's not okay, if I do this and then I do that, then I should get this, because quite often we know that that has not shown up how we thought it would. It hasn't worked. Yeah. So we have the ask. And so pulling that energy, tap into all of the really super mega wealthy that are really at ease with having money. It doesn't matter whether they're people you think are bad or good. That's just another polarity and a judgment. So get out of that. Tap into, close your eyes and look in the field around you. Where are the little lights lighting up where there is humongous wealth? Ooh. And just continue to drop your barriers. Boundaries are different to barriers. Barriers actually block the receiving, they block energy. So dropping the barriers. seen and unseen, so that you can tap in and receive the energy of what it's like to be able and willing and able to receive great wealth. Again, what does it feel like? What does it feel like to be able to just plan a global trip and first class and all the way and not have to worry about it or where the money is coming from? Can you perceive that? And if not, there's no wrongness. You can start where you can actually receive and keep expanding that. Keep asking for more. Good, good, good. Ooh, wow. Big stuff there. So what is it you can perceive and receive? Is it the thought of a really flash car? Yeah, or a really flash house? Is it more than that? Is it that ability to travel first class everywhere? And really embody that, feel it. Not with envy or resistance and any of that comes up, just connect with super consciousness, tag, treat, create a massive change history. Destroy and uncreate all of those lies and myths that you're not worthy and can't have it. Anaya, anaya, kainai. Unaya, laya, noi. 2 fingers together to the thumb. 3 images with you in them, with a level of wealth that feels really good. Have one where you're actually sitting surrounded with cash and precious metals, and you can show yourself a crypto screen. Let's raise that crypto. And bring that joy and the laughter into it. It might be where you are, somewhere really beautiful as well. Remember, 3 scenes. Make the mudra. Beautiful. And now open your eyes. What can we contribute to each other? Beautiful. So much gratitude for whenever it is you're watching this. What can we create together to have a totally different financial reality? And anything that doesn't allow that, anything that gets in the way, let's release it. Create a massive change history with that. Thank you. See you tomorrow.